Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating?
Yes, of course.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you wait...
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is... We are investigating the theft of plants that took place.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend.
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director.
I am delighted to meet you.
They were rare and exceptional plants. We haven't removed the stand yet. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition.
No door?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to...
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now you...
Yes, the one just behind me. Just... Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was...
How many...
Only myself. But occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware.
He...
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you.
You say that he died here?
Holmes?
Yes. Just here, near the door to the colonial collection. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we... The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Do not touch.
Here is a list of the stolen plants. According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead. The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here. The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed. The esconsson was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. Very strange. The smell is strong. It is a detergent. These windows were perfectly cleaned. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. This door handle is new. It was recently changed. This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here. This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced. Blood. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash, most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all. No, it wasn't like that. 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 wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that. According to this, they have light. This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked? Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder?
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination. There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma. No redness, stings, or bruises. Nothing suspicious here. Now, let us examine the internal organs. The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction. The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs. The lungs are congested and edematous. The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant. The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs. The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs. The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs. The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs. There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death. My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes.
we should inform
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered...
the challenge?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a
Murder of any kind appeals to you.
No. We also have the people working at Kew Gardens.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson. It is time now to open the doors.
even those in the staff building, I suppose?
We should also be concerned with the victim himself.
You're enjoying this already.
Here it is. My analysis table. Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He was what some might call a man of action. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that. If you take into consideration...
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and...
And...
He had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation. Locked. Colonial collection. Nursery. Seed house. Ventilation system. Dry tropics. Palm house. Director's office, cloakroom, and laboratory. A map of Kew Gardens. Water lily greenhouse. Reserve.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. Yes, but part-time only. For I'm also...
You're following in your father's foot.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
We noticed that apart...
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the store.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never... But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the... My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? Well, that is most...
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honor of... In fact, if we are to think logically at all, should be me.
Do you not have a good relationship with...
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of... But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon. Farmhouse. A task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish. Sweep out the palm house. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. According to this, They have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. Dry tropics. These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. Dry tropics. There is a smell of burning. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned. A protective mask. Someone set it alight, but it did not burn. A broom handle was half burned. A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the colonial collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material. The remains of a picture frame.
Look, Holmes, this charming lady must be Miss White. She's entering the seed house.
Water lily greenhouse. Open.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you, too.
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watt.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse...
Yes, I am here.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh, yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my...
How well did you know?
He was a master, a great leader.
He had an...
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very...
Why, sir?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out...
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious. A water tank. A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. Nursery. These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery. A thesis written by Martin Hamish. A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office. This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition. This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing, but it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens. We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. An award presented, a master's degree to It is a bust of Montague Dunn. I am curious if the marble that we found will fit this place. Here it is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common. The seeds of plant species are stored here. Seed house. Nursery. There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a
But why would anyone perform such experiment?
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose. Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens. Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby. Search. Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found. This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes, a tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.